Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim McCulloch. I'm the Education and Outreach Director for the Janesville Performing Arts Center, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the Jolly Jingle tree lighting ceremony. At this time, I'd like to welcome the choir from the Trinity Episcopal Church under the direction of Mr. Christopher Smith with an opening rendition of a holiday classic.
Yes, also, please do sing along with us. That's the whole wonderful thing about Christmas caroling. Sing along.
Thank you, Trinity Episcopal Choir. On behalf of the whole Jolly Jingle Committee, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for coming out and kicking off our 8th annual Jolly Jingle event. This is the 8th year we've been doing this. Give us a round of applause for making it. This is a wonderful crowd. This is the biggest one we've had so far. We appreciate all the support that we've received from our community, and we look forward to another great weekend this year. Also, at this time, I'd like to recognize our Jolly Jingle committee members. If they could come out here, if there are any of them on the stage. This event wouldn't be possible without the committee and the relationships that we've built within the community. Our committee consists of City of Janesville Recreation Division, the Hedberg Public Library, Janesville Performing Arts Center, Janesville Community Center, Boys and Girls Club of Janesville, Rotary Botanical Gardens, Children's Museum of Rock County, Trinity Episcopal Church, JATV, and Downtown Janesville Incorporated. Please give them a nice round of applause. We would also like to give a huge thank you to the Janesville Area Convention and Visitors Bureau for their continued support, as well as our sponsors. This year we have our Jingle All the Way sponsor, Mr. Splash Car Wash. Our Platinum Bell sponsors, Draft House, Super Wash, Car Wash, and Paul Chiropractic. Give them a nice round of applause. Our Golden Bell sponsors are the School District of Janesville and Minuteman Press. Give them a nice round of applause. And not to forget, our Silver Bell sponsors is Mansour Real Estate. Give them all a nice round of applause for the sponsorships they've generously given us this year. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Dave Jarvan. Mr. Splash himself is here for the 2021 Jingle All the Way sponsor. Please welcome Mr. Dave Jarvan.
Jim, thank you. Well, as mentioned, my name is Dave Jarvan, and I am the General Manager of Mr. Splash Car Wash. And it is a privilege to be included and asked to speak at this year's 8th annual Janesville Jolly Jingle tree lighting ceremony. This evening seems to be a rather mild December evening, maybe? But as we say in Wisconsin, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any snow tonight, or in my case, road salt. This past year has been tough on a lot of small businesses. Like our city manager said during his remarks at last year's tree lighting ceremony, 2021 will be a difficult year. And for many small businesses around the country, 2021 was extremely difficult. Those businesses found that 2021 was their final year of operations, and my thoughts go out to those businesses, owners, and staff. Here in Janesville, we often hear the term Janesville Strong. But over the last couple of years, we've started to hear more like, I buy local, I support local. At the beginning of every year, I sit down with our management team and talk of the direction and business plan for the upcoming year. The words that came up this year, community, local, and support. That's who we are as a company. Mr. Splash has been here in Janesville since 2006. Although under different names, we've remained locally owned, locally managed, and locally staffed. We live in the community with you, and we are extremely proud of our city and the people who live here and have supported us over the years. When there was an opportunity to be the sponsor for the 8th annual Janesville Jolly Jingle, it aligned with the direction we have been striving for. Bottom line, it was an easy decision to make. So, from the owners, our staff, and myself, we thank you for your support and look forward to growing together over the coming years. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a joyous holiday season.
Thank you, Dave. Mr. Splash himself. As you might have known, at this time, we want to call a certain part of the festivities that started before the weekend. That's our window decorating competition. The downtown businesses participate in the annual holiday tradition of decorating their windows. This year's holiday theme was Holidays Through the Decades. And here to give more information about that and to announce our winners is Britton Langfoss.
I do have certificates and a trophy for all the winners. So for the sake of keeping things along, I will meet the winners on the side of the stage, just so we can keep the night going. So this year, the contest was judged on visual impact, craftsmanship, completeness, creativity, originality, and the theme. So without further ado, I have 3 honorable mentions. Lark Market, which is right here behind us, Sugar Exchange, and Inspired Spaces. And then 3rd place, we have Salon a la Mode, also right here behind us. 2nd place, Mod Bloom. And 1st place, Associated Collectors. Let's give a big round of applause to all those winners. Thank you.
Thanks, Britton. Make sure you all get a chance to look at all the decorations this weekend as you're traveling through the streets and through the downtown area. At this time, I'd like to introduce our city manager, Mr. Mark Freitag.
Good evening, Janesville. It is great to see this crowd out here tonight. I was just talking with some folks on the side, and we don't ever remember the crowd being this large for our tree lighting ceremony. So it is wonderful to see everybody out here tonight, and we hope that you enjoy a weekend of festivities and activities here in our downtown. And it's a special time of year. It's the holiday season. We normally associate it with a peaceful and a joyous time of year. But I do realize that in our current pandemic, that may be difficult for some people to feel or to appreciate. And I get that. It's duly noted. The pandemic has taken its toll on families, individuals. It's certainly affected our way of life, our routine. We keep talking about this new normal and hoping to go back to our old normal. And I just don't know what the future will hold. At the same time, I look across our nation, our globe, our state, and I continue to see bad things happening. And it's disappointing, it's frustrating, and it hurts all of us. And I want to take a moment to just remember our brothers and sisters that have suffered tragedy in Waukesha here within the past couple weeks. We want to keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and I would ask that everybody take a very, very brief moment of silence to remember those that have been killed, those that have been injured, and certainly those that have been affected by that tragedy. So please join me in a short moment of silence. Thank you very much. Folks, I just wanted to say a few words about what's going on in Janesville. And I would tell you that, as challenging as 2020 and 2021 have been, it's time for us to focus on some of the positive things that are happening in our great community that we call home. As a reminder, Janesville is Wisconsin's Park Place, the community of choice to realize life's opportunities. And from my perspective, things are pretty good here in this place that we call home. Our community is growing. For those of you that aren't aware, in 2020, the census was completed, and our population has now grown to 65,615 people. That's a 3.2% increase since 2010, and in total, we now have 2,040 new residents here in Janesville. And to support the growth, we've seen an increase in home building permits in our community, 20% increase just this past year, and over the past 5 years, a trending upward increase of 8%. That's a good news story, folks. We are growing. We're also expanding. Look across our community and see vacant properties and open spaces that haven't been filled for years, and we're now seeing new businesses occupying those vacant places. Chick-fil-A is a great example, bringing new business and new visitors to our community. And I also think that as we look at our community, we continue to push on those townships that surround us as we expand our industrial and housing developments on our periphery. So again, our community is expanding. Next, and finally, I would tell you that our community is prospering. Rock County sales and use taxes collected are continuing to trend upward since 2016. And this past quarter set a new record for Rock County with $4.5 million collected over that 3-month period in Rock County. And what that tells me is people have money, people are spending money. That is a sign of prosperity in our community. Another example of that prosperity is that the fair market value of our community's properties, whether they be residential or commercial, have also grown since 2015 over 50%. The value of our community has grown by 50% over the past 7 years. A great news story. And folks, I would tell you that as we emerge from the Great Recession, the successes continue to be wonderful. They continue to be significant. And it's because each and every one of you and our community partners and our neighbors and other residents here in Janesville continue to improve themselves, their families, their businesses, and certainly this community. And so I would tell you, together we're making a difference. So when you see a new family move into your neighborhood, when you see a new face in your church pew, when you see a new associate in your workplace, please welcome them to Janesville. We need people to grow. We need people to expand. We need people to prosper. Make them feel at home in our wonderful community. Share the peace with them and the joy of this holiday season. And wish them a better 2022 than 2021. Tell them that we're thankful for their diversity. We're thankful for their experience. We're thankful for their perspectives. And we're thankful for their presence. We need them, and they need us. So let's grow, let's expand, and let's prosper together in our wonderful community, because we are Janesville strong. So everybody have a very, very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and enjoy this wonderful holiday season filled with peace and filled with joy. And now it's time to light this Christmas tree. Now, we would normally bring up all the kids onto the stage, but given the large numbers and the potential for a lost child or something, we're going to keep everybody out there, but I am going to ask the kids to help me count down from 5 down to 1, and when we hit 1, we're going to get that tree going, okay?